This has been a rough trip. I'm not a big fan of oversized loads. Alright, we're in Benson, Arizona. We made it over here with our oversized load. We got about 30 miles to go in the morning. This has been a rough trip. I'm not a big fan of oversized loads. It seems like it's a misunderstanding that they pay a lot of money. And you know, your big mega oversized loads and your RGNs and even your step deck oversized loads probably pay more than just a regular flatbed load. This load pays about 10 to 15% more than what regular load pays. And with this big air conditioner I got on here, I got 3.8 miles to the gallon on the last 1,700 miles since I left Tennessee, where I loaded this thing at. So I've spent almost twice as much on fuel coming over here than I would with just regular old load. Now, the reason I took this load was, first off, I was close to where it loaded when I got empty, and second, it unloads in Tucson, where I live. But other than that, I had passed on this load a couple times, and I'm looking here. Look at this big sleeper. Hang on. Oh. Look at a big sleeper. That's a good looking truck right there. I like that. That's very nice. All right, hang on. I'm gonna spin you back around. Sorry about that. I always get excited looking at good looking trucks. So where was I? Oh, so the reason I took this load is that you know, it came here to the house, and the fairs starts this week, and that was one of the reasons for me coming home. So but I am definitely not a big fan of oversized loads. You know, they give you permits. You get permits, and each state has a different permit. So all these are my permits, and each permit has different requirements and stuff you're supposed to do, and it'll have the exact route you'll have to go. Now this is the Oklahoma permit, and Oklahoma, out of all the permits, did it the best. You see how they got all the turns, just like Google Map directions. They got everything nice, easy to read. Whereas some of the states, they don't, like Tennessee, they don't list it like that. They just kind of write it in there, and you really have to read through it. So it just says right there, so it doesn't, I don't know. And then each scale is different. I got in trouble in Tennessee. A friend of mine told me that you have to stop, you have to go around back. And I said, all right. So when I pulled in, I read the sign, and it said, all oversized loads proceed to the rear. And so, but it didn't say whether to cross the scale first and then go around back, or go around back first. Well, I assumed, and you know what assumption is, I assumed that you cross the scale first. Anyway, he did not like the fact that I took my oversized load across his scale. So I got kind of bitched at for that. And then he came out, inspected my truck. I've been inspected 3 times. So it just, I don't know. You know, the guys that do it, you know, when you're being an owner, especially an owner operator, you got to find your niche. Oversized loads is not my niche. I can haul steel all day long, but I don't like these oversized loads. So if you like hauling oversized loads, I am not going to get in your way. You can have them, because they're just not for me. Needless to say, I'm a little irritated this whole trip. It's a little stressful, You know, if I did it every time, or like the RGN guys or whatever, you know, that's all they do. They know how to do it. They know how to do it right. The last oversized load I hauled was like 4 years ago. So I don't do it very often. So, I mean, I can handle the load. It's all the paperwork and the little attention to details about going through the scale and doing this, making sure your flags are at the right spot. It's just that's what is, to me, a pain in the butt. So anyway, all right, let's go outside real quick. We'll take a look at this load. Let me say this. This is chained properly. I had to look it up. Plus, like I said, I've been inspected 3 times, so I know it's right. I had to use the frame of the trailer. Now, the regulations state that you can use any structure of the trailer as an anchor point. So as long as that anchor point is capable to withstand the weights that is applied to it. So you can use any structure of the trailer. So we'll go out, I'll kind of show you what I did. It's windy outside and the guy next to me is running this little generator, but we're kind of in a little spot here. And Teresa's supposed to be coming picking me up here pretty soon. So anyway, I will go outside. Let's take a look and talk to you in a bit. All right, we're out here. It's a little windy, so hopefully the guys can hear me. But this is our load. So we're 12 feet wide and we're right at 13.5 feet tall. So what that works out to is about 18 to 19 inches sticking over the side. Now, you can see they showed me where all the chain points are. So what I had to do is I hooked the chain up into the frame of the trailer right there and wrapped it around, because there really was no other way to get it tight enough. So I got 2 chains in the front, 2 chains in the back. Those are holding it from going forward and backwards. And then what I had to do, these are the points that you can secure a chain to. So what I had to do was run the chain underneath, and then I hooked it to the frame. So it is hooked to the lip of the frame. Here, we'll go back here and take a look at this one here. And the regulations call for, you got to have flags in the front, and you got to have a flag on the front corner of the load and on the rear corner of the load. And then I added a couple extra in there just to make it look good. But here, let me stand back, you guys can see it. So it's a whole air conditioning unit. So this is 1 chain right here. And what I did, let me crawl under here so you can see how that chain, and then I hooked it to the lip of the trailer. And then you can see the hook on the other side over there. So that's, and this was what I was concerned about. I didn't know if that was legal or not, but yes, it is. Like I said, you can use any point, any part of the frame of the trailer as an anchor point, as long as it is capable to withstand the weight. So you wouldn't use little flimsy old metal right here as an anchor point, because that just couldn't handle it. So anyway, all right, let me get up there. Oh. So we'll go around back, same thing back here. And then you can see, so have to have flags on the front of the trailer and the rear of the trailer, and then you also have to have flags on the load. And then my oversized sign right there. So total weight's about 24,000 pounds on there. We'll go around to the front. You guys can see what it looks like on the front. Now I did buy a fancy oversized, because I didn't have these signs. I had to buy these signs. It's about $100 worth of signs. So you can see on the front the signs, and then see this pocket right here. So the ones I bought, there's a built-in pocket, and the flag just slides in that pocket right there. So that comes out real nice right there. So that's what it is. All right, that's it. Tomorrow we go deliver this thing, and we're going to be at home for a couple days. So talk to you in a bit.